Alright, it looks like it's on. Today I'm going to be trying to, not trying to, I'm going to make some taco soup. Now, I've made this before, and this is the real simple version recipe. It's where all you use are canned food and a couple of packaged items. And then you put whatever kind of meat in there you want to. You get that ready. So I got me about a pound of hamburger here. It doesn't call for onions, but I'm going to add just a little bit of onions what I got cut up in this hamburger meat. But what it does call for is 1 can of regular corn. But I've got this Southwest corn with poblano, and red peppers. I'm just going to add it just for the heck of it. But 1 can of corn. It calls for 2 cans of diced basil, garlic, and oregano. 2 cans of that. And I only had 1 can of that, so I'll be adding this fire roasted diced garlic, stewed tomatoes. Instead, so 2 cans of that. It calls for some beef broth. Now, I don't have any liquid beef broth, so I'm going to use this Weiler's beef cubes. I'll be using that. And it calls for 1 can of Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. 1 can of that. And it calls for 3 cans of beans. It calls for pinto beans. I didn't have any. So instead of pinto beans, I'm going to put in, I'll have to replace it with garbanzo beans. It won't be as good maybe, but I'm going to put them in there. I ain't got any other kind. Then I've got some black bean fiestas, but just regular black beans. Can black beans. And a can of, I guess it was red beans. That's what I'm putting in there. 3 cans of beans. I suppose you can put any kind of beans you want to, really. You need 3 cans of beans. Alright. And then it calls for, a package of taco seasoning, that, and 1 package of powdered ranch garlic dressing. I don't have a full package here. I cooked something. I put this about a half package in something else, but I'm going to make it anyway. But it's supposed to call for a full package of this, and that's really all your ingredients. It's real simple to make. I mean, the most you have to do is fry your hamburger or whatever you're going to put in there and open up your canned food. That's pretty much it. So right now, I'm going to I ain't got much shelf space in here. I'm running out of places to put stuff. Alright, right now, I'm going to start cooking this hamburger meat. It's probably still about mostly frozen, but I'm going to cook it anyway. And I had just 2 small chunks of onions left to put in this. I'm going to put it in there. I'll let that brown pretty good first before I add the onions, I think. The onions will just burn up probably if I put them in there too soon. So I'll wait a minute on the onions. But, so we'll start that off. I guess I'll just put it on kind of low for that hamburger meat, because it's probably basically still thawing out. But this is really good. I've made this before and it's easy. And it ain't nothing real fancy, but you've probably seen this recipe floating around on Facebook, probably. The recipe really just calls for like a picture. It'll show a picture of all the stuff you need for ingredients. And there's your recipe. So there ain't much to this thing. I wonder if any of you out there have made this like this. I suppose you have. Probably lots of people have made this version. Get a wooden spoon here. I'm not going to make you watch me cook this hamburger meat. There ain't going to be nothing to that. So this is probably going to be a short video, because I'll probably just cut the video off and come back, and maybe when I get ready to add the canned ingredients and put everything together, I'll show you what it looks like. And it's pretty goddamn tasty. Pretty tasty. Now on this, they got different brands, but I used Hidden Valley for the ranch dressing in the package. Yeah. Comes with 5 in a package. Probably use it for lots of different things. I've gone through 5 packages. I think I've only made this taco soup once, but I may have made it twice. But you know, the first time I made this, I forgot what I was actually making, and I forgot it was supposed to be a soup, really, I guess. And so I dished up my first bowl of it, and you know, I said, well, that don't taste like chili. And I said, oh, then I realized, oh, right, you're making soup. You're making soup. But it's still good, though. It ain't chili, but it's good. And, of course, you could probably, you know, spiff it up any way you want to. Add anything you want to in there. Any way you want to do it. I got a lot of different kinds of these, too. I tried the, I think it's lime. This Rotel with lime, and maybe it's green chilies too, maybe something else, maybe cilantro, and green chilies, lime, cilantro, and green chilies, maybe that's what it was, and the tomatoes, I guess, the tomatoes in there, and that was really good too. In fact, I may have a can of that, and but I'll just go ahead and use this for today, I think. So, I think actually this hamburger really did thaw out. It's ready to kind of crumble it up here. Probably won't take long for this hamburger to cook because it's only a pound. I used that, what did I use? Real lean meat. I think it was like the 90. And it might have been that grass-fed beef. But it's the real lean kind. And yeah, it's pretty well thawed out. I do have some sausage I could put in there too, but it's not thawed out, so I won't mess with it. This will be enough meat in there. And you could make this vegetarian style, you know. You don't have to add meat. You can put you some soy protein stuff in there. Maybe. There might be something you can put in there. Or not. Just don't put anything else but the vegetables in there. Probably still be pretty good. Yeah, this hamburger's pretty much thawed out. I'm going to crank that up just a little bit now that it's thawed out, I guess. Turn it up to about... Yeah, I don't know. Don't want to get... I think about 4 to get it going here. Now, beef broth, it calls for... you know, I forgot what it called for. I'll have to look when I get quit taping here and look again. But it's probably like a can, I'm just guessing. So I'll probably use I don't know. I'll have to look at that again. Find out how much this beef broth to make up. Mine's in the cubes, like I said. And I've been meaning to make this. You can actually add, I've seen some different recipes. I got another recipe I was looking at, but I figured I'd just do this one. It calls for some sour cream in there, but maybe there's, I don't know the ingredients on this. There may be something like sour cream in this Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Well, it's got buttermilk. And a lot of other stuff. Spices, citric acid, calcium stearate, xanthan. I don't even know how you pronounce that word. Xanthan gum. Is that the gum that comes from a tree, a bean? Guar gum. Now, are one of these from a bug? Maybe the gum part isn't from a bug, but they do use them bugs and a lot of stuff. They use it for coloring, you know. The shell of it, I think, was a certain type of a bug gives it that red coloring on. I think a lot of candies, different things. Of course, this has got monosodium glutamate, garlic and onion, some spices that don't tell you what kind. And anyway, so it doesn't really have sour cream, but I just noticed that one recipe called for sour cream. So, all right, this is starting to get warm anyway. This hamburger meat. Let me see. I might add just a little bit of pepper to that right now. I don't know, are you supposed to pepper your meat while you're frying it or not? I'm going to. And I've been watching a lot of videos, not a lot, but some cooking videos. I used to love watching the Cajun guy, Justin Wilson's, back in the 80s, I guess it was. I watched his show all the time. Justin Wilson, and he was really my favorite. He's the main one I watched, really. I watched that other guy. What was that guy's name? Oh, he did the real fancy food. I can't think of his name. I'd watch that sometimes, but I like the Cajun guy. He has some good stories, jokes, and he cooks some dang good food. I remember one time he made a recipe for Kahlua. How to make your own homemade Kahlua. I never did try it, but a friend of mine, or it wasn't a friend of mine, it was a friend of a friend, and this is probably the 1990s, they were making their own homemade Kahlua. And boy, I'll tell you what, that was some good stuff. Real good. What else did that Cajun guy make? I don't know if I ever actually tried a recipe that he made or not. Of course, this is before DVDs, I believe. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it wasn't before DVDs, but anyway, I had VHS. And I remember taping a bunch of his shows in case I wanted to try making some of that stuff. But anyway, you can still watch the old Cajun guy on, well, I got Amazon Prime. And a lot of his shows, I don't know if all the old shows, well, you can probably get him on YouTube too, probably. But I don't know if all of his old shows are out there or not, just to watch for free, I'm not sure. Then I've been watching this other guy. What's his name? He's a cowboy. I just stumbled upon him recently, but he's been around for a long time doing this stuff. He cooks out of the Chuck Wagon. You probably know who I'm talking about. Now, boy, he's got some good looking recipes on there. What do you make that one day? I don't know. Everything. Everything he cooked looked good. But I'm going to be watching some of his. I may try some of their recipes. The Cajun guy and maybe that cowboy guy. And I think what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to see if I got any old cookbooks laying around here. Just find some the old cookbooks I've got around here. Just pick out a recipe or two out of some of them. Just experiment and try them. Ones I haven't cooked before, or maybe some I have. And see how that goes. But right now, this hamburger meat's getting to be fairly brown. Or it's browning up. It's not really brown, but it's getting, it's cooking, I'll put it that way. And so I guess what I'll do is, I'll cook this, open up my canned foods and get it ready to put in, get this other stuff I need together, that beef broth. And then I'll be back in a minute to show you what happens next. Alright, thank you. Okay, I'm back now. I think I'm back. Yeah. Anyway, so I got the meat browned up. It's browned up good. I'm going to put everything in this pan right there. I don't know what size that is. That's a 4.5 quart pan. Now it's just a matter of draining my beans. I'm going to drain them and rinse them off, I think. And it's a matter of just putting everything in the pan. I got my broth made up. I made about 2 cups. It calls for a can. I don't know if there'd be 3.5 cups in a can or not. Let me see. What some of these others say. Well, I don't know. I hope it's enough. Alrighty, so I'm going to start rinsing some of these things off here. It doesn't matter what you put in first, I guess, either, does it? Not at all. Alrighty, here goes a can of that fire roasted diced garlic tomatoes. There's 1 can of that. Now here goes a can of, I'm not sure about whether to leave juices in these things or not, to be honest with you. But that's not much broth. Doesn't look like I put a lot of broth in there, so I'll go ahead and add the juices, at least for this corn anyway, I think. It's supposed to be a soup, so it's got to have a little liquid in there, don't it? Alright, there's the corn. That was that southwestern corn with poblano, and red peppers. Okay, now here goes the diced basil, garlic, and oregano. And that's the kind that it called for, 2 cans of that. Got that in there. Okay, what else we got here? And let me put a can of beans in here. I'm going to drain these beans, I think. Well, you know what? I may not drain these black beans because these are black bean fiesta. So I'm just going to leave all that juice in that. That'll be good. I wonder if there's some kind of meat in this. Ah, it's got roasted chicken and chicken fat. It's got black beans, red and green bell pepper, sweet corn, tomato puree, roasted chicken and chicken fat. That ought to be pretty good. And it's got 1% of chipotle pepper, garlic powder, paprika, onion powder. This may be a bit spicy. I put a lot of this canned food stuff I'm using pretty festive, so we'll see whether it's going to be too festive or not. There was a few things left in that can there, so I'm going to rinse all that stuff out of there and use that juice too, by golly. It's a soup. Alrighty. Okay, the Goya beans. And these are the small red beans. So I'm going to drain them, I think. Use this pin and get over here. Ooh, that's heavy. Alrighty, I've added those beans. I'll tell you what, it's going to fill up this pan here. Now, here's the garbanzo beans. Now, they called for pinto beans, but I didn't have any, like I said, so on with the garbanzo beans, huh? Damn, I'm going to start lifting weights just to lift these pans. Alrighty, there's that. Okay. So the only thing that I haven't added, yet is the chipotle. Not chipotle, this rotel. I'm going to add it. There'll be a lot of tomatoes in here. That's what it calls for. Alrighty. Okie dokie. That's that. Now, we'll pour this beef broth in there that I got cooked up here. Stir it up a little bit before I put it in there. Pour that in there. Now, I got crackers, but I might have me some cornbread. I might make some cornbread to eat with this. Okay, now the only thing that I haven't added to this so far is the hamburger meat. I cut up, just like I said, I cut up a few small onions to put in there. And now what could be wrong with this? The only thing wrong with this, as you can imagine, I'm sure this is loaded with sodium. I mean, all that canned food had sodium. That packaged stuff had sodium. Oh my God. What else? Let's see. Canned foods. And, well, I guess that's all I use with canned foods in that powdered stuff. But all that stuff had sodium, so you have to be careful, I guess, how much you eat of this. Now, whether I do or not, that's another question. I shouldn't be eating all this sodium. Alright, so yeah, it's looking pretty good. Smells good. Oh, no, we forgot some main ingredients here. What am I thinking? I'm glad I saw that. I thought I was done. Alright, next goes in this. I guess you can just add it to this. Do you have to? Uh-oh. Maybe you have to make this up first. Wait, what's that box say? I might should have mixed that up in that beef broth. I'd probably stirring. But this here, let's see how does it say to do this. Well, maybe you just put it in there. It doesn't say how you make anything with it. I don't see no directions on here. I guess you just add it to it. Alrighty, I'll just add it in there then. Now, you know, if I wanted to. Alright, there's the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing in the package. That's in there now. Alrighty, I gotta get, let's see, will this tear open? Nope, gotta get some scissors. Okay. I'll cut down a little farther on this package. Alright. There's the taco seasoning. Original taco seasoning. Now, the last time I made this, I don't believe I did have the taco. I had everything I needed last time I made it. I made it just like this. I think pretty much. Okay, so you stir all that around in there. The only thing I need to add now, when I get this mixed up, I hope that, I just wonder if I should have added that, you may not want to make it exactly like me, because I might have needed to mix that ranch dressing with something here. Because it looks like it's just kind of, it'll probably separate here at the wall once it starts cooking. Like I said, there's really nothing left to cook in this. Because the hamburger is pretty much done. All you really got to do is just put it on there and heat it up. I'm going to add the hamburger now. Heat it up for you could put it on simmer. Just kind of put it on a slow simmer and let it all kind of cook together probably. That's probably what I'm going to do. Even though it's done, I'm going to put it on simmer. And, or low maybe. Just kind of let it all cook up. Kind of mix and mingle in there, I think. Alrighty, there's the hamburger. That hamburger meat was real lean. I think I used like a 95 or might have been 96. Like there was hardly no fat left in the pan. Alright. Okay, that's pretty much that. So this is the, if you want to try this, it's pretty dang good. It's pretty simple. Just a little cleanup of all the cans you use and packages. So, I don't know if I can get this over here to show you what this looks like, because I don't think I'm going to grab a bowl of it just yet. So I'll kind of swing this camera around. Can you see that? It's pretty much what it looks like. Alrighty, so that's about it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and let that simmer or whatever, and then I'll catch you next time. Thank you.